the sea roar and all that fills it, the world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands, let the hills sing for joy, together before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. Make a joyful noise to the Lord. All the earth break forth into joyous song and sing praises. Let the sea roar and all that fills it, the world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands, let the hills sing for joy, together before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth.
Well, good evening, everybody. Brad here with Big Family Homestead. Hope you're having a blessed evening, whenever you're watching this video. I fully had not planned on doing this video at all tonight. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty tired. So if I get all glitchy, I'm trying to actually pick plumber's putty out of my ring here. I was doing plumbing today, and plumbing is not my thing. So I'm a little bit tired, but I saw this article and I figured the only way that things change is if we vocalize them, if we raise concerns, and then we actually do something about it. So that said, this is a live stream. So if you have anything you want to chat to say about this subject, please let your voice be heard. I read an article, could not believe it. Folks, it's on schooling. So guess what? Whether you're on the R side of the aisle or the D side of the aisle or the L side of the aisle, or you're a homeschooler like our family does, well, guess what? This affects everybody. Grandparents, taxpayers, taxes. What are you getting for your money? Whether you're an R, D, L, M, N, O, P, does not matter. What are you getting for your money when it comes to, are the funds that we are giving to have children educated, is it worth it? Is it money well spent? Let me read this article to you, or I'm going to skim it, actually. Don't forget, please do hit the like. It really does help out with sending out notifications. Actually, even if you do make just any old comment at all, just say hi or whatever. It does help the algorithm too. Okay, so here, I want to read this because whether you're a homeschooler, whatever you do, whatever side of aisle, it's going to affect you, and it does affect you. Okay, this article is on Red State, came out today. Educational I can't say this word or else YouTube gets upset, but educational, zero students test proficient in math at 40% of Baltimore high schools. Yeah, you heard that right. Now, before you start throwing things and saying, well, I'm an R, or I'm a D, or I'm an LMNOP, let's just read, and then we'll see what we got to say here. It says, let's skim. The most recent example of bad school stuff comes from Baltimore City Schools and the students' complete lack of math proficiency. The latest round of state test results is raising alarm in Baltimore City Schools. Project Baltimore found that 40% of Baltimore City high schools where the state exam was given did not have any students score proficient in math. Not one. Let me skim down here. Seriously, the article says, that's dang impressive, but they didn't say dang. For all the wrong reasons. 13 Baltimore City high schools, nearly 2,000 students tested. Not one student tested proficient in math skills. Zero. And then the question is postulated, comma, how's that even possible? They talk and it's postulating, but here's a big thing. This is really important to understand. In total, students at 33 Baltimore high schools took the state math exam last spring. Project Baltimore did not include Eager Street Academy in our analysis because it's located in the Baltimore City Detention Center. Oh, I guess I'm being visited by dogs. Hey, Brutus. But that's not the only alarming finding that we made. In those 13 high schools, 1,736 students took the test, and 1,295 students, or 74.5%, scored a 1 out of 4, which is the lowest level possible. But wait, there's more. Okay. Now this one is here it comes. Here comes the question, and usually this is where a battle happens, and depends on what side of the aisle you're on. The R's will say one thing, the D's will say another, and one side will accuse the other of not giving enough money. You're not treating teachers better. You're not treating the students well enough. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Yada, yada, yada. Well, just hold on a second there. Last school year, Baltimore City Schools received $1.6 billion from taxpayers, the most ever. The district also received $799 million in COVID relief funding from the federal government, and still not a single student tested at 13 city high schools passed. Okay, but here's the other thing. If you're really honestly asking, is this a matter of spending? Just hold on a second. For those of you who are homeschoolers, anybody homeschoolers? By the way, you got to hit the like, got to hit it, got to say hi. Only half of you have. It's embarrassing. It's like I should have just gone to bed. I don't know. Let's sum up, the article says. Baltimore City Public School enjoys the fourth highest pupil or per pupil spending in the country. Taxpayers are spending $21,606 per Baltimore public school student. That's $21,000. 21 grand, people. 21 grand. Okay. So this ain't about the money. How much do you guys think you spend if you're a homeschooler? How much do you think you spend per student a year? Honestly, I would not think that in total we spent maybe $300 per student, and that would be like counting trips and things. And they're doing great. What do you guys, what would be a fair number? I mean, 21 grand per student. Let's just say for a sec that you have, 1,000 students at a school. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And then you talk about all the programs and the grants and the federal and the this and the that. So here's the question I have for you guys, okay? What are you getting for your money? Because whether you like it or not, whether you've got kids in the system or not, whether you're homeschooling or not, you still pay for this. There's no opt-out, is there? Is there? I mean, there's no opt-out. So what are we getting for our money? And trust me when I say this, I'm not trying to bust on teachers or teenage teachers. That'd be even weirder. I started to say teenagers. What are you getting for your money? And then why are we still paying for these things, these services that we're not seeing any benefit from? Oh, Brad. Oh, you're going to kick a beehive now, aren't you? Well, I think it's a logical question, because if you look at private schools, if you look at their numbers, they don't have this kind of problem. Now you may say, oh, Brad, whoa, wait a minute. That's very expensive. How about this, folks? School choice. What if every kid could decide where their $21,000 went? Do you think that moms and dads might want to try to get those kids into better schools? And guess what? The schools that are better would do even better, because they would have more money to do better with, instead of shoving kids into school systems by force that they don't have a choice and saying, well, sorry, kiddo, you're stuck. And it's not an issue of money. The system itself, folks, the system itself actually is largely to blame, right? I mean, it's next to impossible to fire a teacher who's been at a school for 20 years or 10 years or 15 years. If they've been there that long, it's next to impossible to fire them, even if they've got students that are just fail. Why is school choice being pushed back against? Can anyone give me a real, honest answer? You guys, Michigan Daffodil, Steve, Phoebe, what do you think? Why is it that politicians don't want parents to have choice as to where their own tax dollars are going to educate their kids? Anybody? Just a thought. You guys are, yeah, there it is. So here's what I was going to ask, really. You got to set up the talk, right? Before we can get to any possible solutions, you got to make everybody aware that this is an issue, whether you're a grandparent, whether you're a parent, whether you're an R, whether you're a D, LMNOP, whether you homeschool, we're all absolutely paying for this. Well, guess what? Don't you think it's going to be kind of bad when this generation of kids that are not learning anything are coming up through the system, and then they, air quote, graduate, yay, when the standards keep getting lowered and lowered and lowered and lowered, and they can't make basic change at the drive-through, right? Oh, sorry, computer's down, can't make change. Well, what happens when those 10 years, 15 years of students that are coming through the system are now running things? What are you getting for your money? So I think it's a fair question. So if if you're thinking to yourself, Brad, you're right. This is not an R problem. It's not a D problem. It's an everybody problem because the people in charge have made it my problem, right? I didn't do it. The system was there before I got there, and they just kind of made it worse. So, what do you do to get the money back out of the hands of the people who have screwed things up so bad? Seriously. Steve is saying they want to keep us serfs down and controlled. Are you suggesting, Steve, that you can't really own property in the United States? I mean, you can't possibly be suggesting that even if you have a mortgage on a home and you bust your butt for 30 years and you pay that thing off, and then it's your home, right? Nobody could take that from you. Like if you got behind on your taxes because you got sick or your wife got sick or your husband got sick, they couldn't take that. No. They couldn't, put a lien on your home and then take it away from you, could they? Well, wait a minute. Yeah, I guess they could. Well, if that's the case, then that's not owning property. That's renting. That's called rental. Yuck. So, ladies and gents, I don't even know what day is it. It's Wednesday. Yeah, that's why it's quiet here. Everybody's at church. I was trying to get a bunch of stuff done, plumbing and things. Yeah. Fran says, my deed says I do. Every year I pay increasing property taxes. They want more sheeple, says Crystal. So here's the question I have then. Is the only way to get these things changed to just, go after politically the politicians in obviously a peaceful manner, but is there in the peaceful, loudest manner you can until they change things? Isn't that it? I mean, we're homeschoolers, but our taxes go to fund public schools too. Yeah. So I'm sitting here reading some comments, guys. Honestly, I read this article. I couldn't believe it. Not one student passed in how many schools? Was it 13 city high schools? Not one. And then 80% of them scored a 1 out of 4. Have they done it? Is this just me? Did they do away with the 94 up is an A thing? Because that's been a long time since I've been in school. Is it just now 1 out of 4? Because I'm wondering, because reading this article, it says that, basically 1 out of 4 is the lowest you can score. And I'm thinking, well, if it's a 1, do they just do 25% margins? Is a 25 an F now? Oh, are we allowed to even say F? Anyway, ladies and gents, put your comments in the comments section right there. Let your voices be heard. Don't let these people roll on us. We have got to fight for the kids peacefully and loudly and politically as much as we can. And because not only just because the kids are getting thrown under the bus, but guess what? You're going to pay the price too when nobody can do basic math without a calculator. Stuff like that. Think about it. All right. There it is. You guys have an awesome and great evening. Catch you back tomorrow. Oh, by the way, Christa made a really, really cool video. You can check it out tomorrow. It's going to be homemade toothpaste. It's going to be awesome. And it actually works very well. It's not like, no, it works really great. Anyway, have a great night.
wisdom, and the one who gets understanding. For the gain from her is better than the gain from silver, and her profit is better